given the fact that you're working with so many women and circles and whatnot,
Right.
would you be able to help them highlight that what you're going through right now, someone withholding a certain resource from you,
Right.
yet you have the right to eat? How would you be able to help them highlight that this is economic violence if you're speaking to someone who's listening you?
For women in particular, there are a lot of stay-home moms, most especially in the villages. And so how we identify that is when we go to the village and these communities, you find women seated home and doing just household chores.
Yes.
And the man going out to work. It may seem peaceful at the moment, but long term, it's a precursor for economic violence. And so that's how we come in to train her to understand that, you know what, you're being discriminated systematically by what's surrounding you. You need to get to work and fend for yourself. And then, of course, we have interfaced with clear-cut economic violence, where you walk into a family and the man tells you, we don't need you here. You know, and the woman is telling you, please go away, my husband is coming. And you see she's filled with a lot of worry and timidness, and she's not sure of what tomorrow holds for her.
Yeah.
And I think this has, Barefoot coming alongside us, I know I'll speak about this sometime, but this has also really propelled us to women understanding that we are not alone, whether economically, but also legally.
Yes.
We know what our rights are. That has also helped us a lot. Identifying economic violence for the women is also, you can also understand it at a community level, especially in the villages you go to. We're earlier talking with the team that in Uganda, the demographics show that in the eastern, there's a clear-cut statistic that there's a lot of economic violence that is vented against women, given the nature of marriages. There's a lot of polygamy in the east. But also in any other home, if you notice polygamy as a practice, it's a clear, the chances are likely that the women are undergoing economic violence. And so for us, that's a precursor for us to say, you know what, we need to bring you on board, fill the forms with you, and then we enroll you into the program.
From a legal point of view, economic abuse is a legally recognized abuse. And is considered to be domestic abuse, because a lot of the times your intimate partner, just like you had already elaborated, in a home or a very close person who you have, we've established over time, all a cut across abuse. Most of the times the people who do it to us are our intimate or close people, and that is the same thing when it comes to economic abuse.
For a situation like that she has explained, how can someone looking into such a situation, family member, community, where this is happening, the couple has that setting where the woman is being held back from working. She's qualified, maybe she's very good at enterprise, but there is that sort of situation where the husband is either holding her back from working or any other form of economic violence that could happen. For someone looking,
so how do we support them?
How do we support them?
Yes.
Wonderful. Economic violence, I think, just like I stated, also involves manipulation and coercion.
Yes.
And so sometimes the victim may not even be aware that they are being, that economic violence is usually being vented on them until we're explained to them. So like I said, that the discriminatory practices have been there for so long that they have become part of culture. And it's until now that, we are trying to fill up the space with information and telling them, this is not right, this is abuse, you need to get out of this. What UMAMA does is when women join us, they form groups, clusters in the villages. I think, as you have seen in Impata. They form clusters, and each one of them is accountable to the other. So what happens to you is equally my concern.
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay. And so this is reciprocal to everybody. And so we keep encouraging them. You don't need to be part of the skilling. You have to be part of these groups. They are going to be helpful to you. because again, with the nodes, we encourage them that once you have your information with the group leader, this feeds into the office at UMAMA and then eventually with our partner Barefoot. And so these groups are very key in helping identify the violence at its initial stage and then addressing it. But also sometimes, because as men, you have grown up looking at this and you think it's normal. You think it's normal marrying someone and you going out of town and work and leaving them at home, then making financial decisions for them, and you think that's okay. And so our approach also involves training the men or talking to them and telling them this is not right. Actually, she can equally be as productive just like you. And we have had instances where a man who is a driver gets an accident and the legs are off and remains entirely under the care of the woman. And at that stage, your discriminatory practices no longer work. How you've been grown up no longer works. She's dressing you up, she's bathing you. The tables have turned.
Going out to work.
Absolutely. And so if you've not supported her from the past, you are equally all going to be lame at this stage.
Yes.
And so we have that very live example in UMAMA, and she's very supportive of her husband, because initially the husband was supporting her as well. Yes. And so the society can come in that way. So sometimes there is violence going on and it's not even known. Until when it is known, then people have to change their mindset, most especially the men. But also even the victim may not even be in the know. And so the approach should be in having them know that this is actually what's going on and it's not right. You need to be thinking in the future. We keep telling our women, you need to think like a chess player. You need to think 7 steps ahead.
You know, that way.
My decision now, how is it going to roll out in the next 1, 2, 3, 5 years? You know, so you don't just think for tomorrow. And it ends there. It's going to affect you, your children, and your community as well.
Okay.